Policing union POPCRU is launching its Restore Dignity March as part of an ongoing campaign to protect workers' rights and promote the dignity of those working within the criminal justice sector. The union is demanding urgent intervention to address ongoing injustices, they say, that are faced by members of the South African Police Service and the Correctional Services Centre. Watching this particular story for us is SABC News reporter Ofentse Setimo, who's live to us from the country's capital in Gauteng. Ofentse, help us understand what exactly POPCRU is calling for here.
A good morning to you, Ayanda. Well, I can tell you that the arrest of a 60-year-old police captain after he allegedly, sexually harassed a 20-year-old police trainee at the Pretoria West Police Academy actually put the spotlight on some of the abuse of power and bullying that actually transpires, especially by seniors who hold the power to trainees who actually have to qualify through the training of these seniors. So now POPCRU decided to march to some of the police offices here in Pretoria to highlight some of these issues which they are saying are actually perpetrated quite regularly, and in fact those perpetrators are protected and those complainants are the ones that end up being victimized. But I'm joined now by POPCRU spokesperson Mr. Richard Mamabolo to elaborate on what actually happens within the police force, especially when it comes to bullying. Mr. Mamabolo, thank you so much for your time. If you can elaborate on this situation that you decided to protest against, what is happening within the SAPS?
Yes, thank you, and good day to your viewers. Indeed, we have started a campaign called the Restoring Dignity campaign in the past year, wherein we obviously look into challenges around the GBV within workplaces and harassments. And part of this batch that we're having today is as a result of that. But it comes in light of what has happened at the Tshwane Training College, wherein a trainee has accused the senior official of raping her, and the matter is still currently going through the courts. But since then, because we've been having this campaign, there have been a lot of anonymous calls coming into our offices from across the country, wherein people would complain that they are also victims of gender-based violence, of sexual harassment. That is why we felt that it's quite important that we take up this campaign, wherein we're going to be submitting a memorandum to the National Police Commissioner. Amongst the things that we want, of course, is that all trainers must be vetted thoroughly before being placed at different colleges. We want to ensure that there's a 24-hour line for members of the SAPS, DCS, and of course traffic, who can directly report as and when they are being victimized in their workplaces. So that should be something which is anonymous. But as well, we feel that since the Divisional Commissioner, Lieutenant General Zulu, has been at the helm of training, a lot of things have been going wrong. The infrastructural integrity of some of these training centers has deteriorated, and of course there are also allegations that sexual harassment cases are not fully being addressed, and that is what we want to see the National Police Commissioner taking up immediately.
Absolutely, and I heard you say that there should be a review of the recruitment process, especially of new police cadets, since the seniors who are actually at the mercy of making sure that they succeed are the ones who are perpetrating some of these things.
Yes, definitely, but remember that not all of them are perpetrating such acts. Of course, there might be wrong elements within. That is why we think that the vetting process will actually assist in rooting out all the wrong elements, so that we only have people with integrity, people where students are going to feel safe as and when they are under their care. And that is something that we think should urgently be addressed by the National Police Commissioner. Of course, where as and when there are such complaints, of course, we will be looking into ensuring that there are also victim-friendly spaces wherein people can feel free to speak to such challenges.
Yeah, but how would you address a situation where now senior police officials are the ones who are protecting each other and they are actually victimizing those that come forward? It means that people will be afraid to actually come forward.
That is exactly why we are having this campaign, to say that it cannot be tolerated, whether a person is a senior or not, whether you are a senior manager or not, juniors cannot be abused. And that is why we want to create a platform wherein they will feel free to speak to us without necessarily feeling that they will be victimized. So we need obviously channels that are confidential, and that is one of the things that we will be communicating to the National Police Commissioner about.
And how confident are you when maybe a police officer perpetrates such a crime and he has to be investigated by another police officer? How confident are you that this matter can be resolved under such circumstances?
Our proposal is that we have an independent body dealing with that, because we don't believe that senior managers especially can be referees and players at the same time, because the likelihood is that some of these cases will end up nowhere, and that is currently what is the challenge really, because some of the cases have been reported but we don't know as to how far they've gone. In fact, some of them have been thrown away. That is why we've been getting a lot of anonymous calls from people who complain that some of their cases have even been running for over 4 years and they still continue to be victimized. So we believe that this platform which we want to create with the ministry, or rather with the National Commissioner, will create a platform wherein people can feel free to speak out and action needs to be taken by an independent body.
Absolutely. Well, like, as you can hear, that's POPCRU spokesperson actually saying that, they need to change the way that cadets are actually recruited, saying recruits are at the mercy of the senior recruiters who would actually end up abusing their powers. He's saying that they want an open line where people can actually call in to report some of these incidents. As he said that over 4 years, there's been cases that have, been going on for over 4 years without any resolution. Now he's calling for an independent body that would actually investigate such cases, as police at some point can't be the referees and the coaches and the players at the same time. Ayanda?
All right, Ofentse Setimo, live to us there from Pretoria. That's where policing union POPCRU has gathered as part of their Restore Dignity March, raising concerns, of course, around a whole range of issues affecting workers in the criminal justice sector. For now, thanks very much indeed.